Today we have a guest, sort of a relationship to entrepreneurship in a big way in Massachusetts and in the United States. We have Yehuda Yaakov, Consul General of Israel. Welcome.
Welcome, man. Shalom, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Shalom. Thank you. A lot of people would say, why would I have the Consul General of Israel? Well, we've had the Canadian Consul General. We've had people from Britain. We've had people from countries all over the world. But Israel does an inordinate amount of business in Massachusetts and the United States. Isn't that correct?
It's absolutely true, and we're actually quite blessed. I don't think there's a region in the United States where when you say Israel, people immediately think of Startup Nation. It's just It's just a synonym.
Right. And for those who don't know Startup Nation, because not everybody has. I've read the book. I love the book. I have it on my reader.
Well, basically, the formula of Startup Nation is a conveyor belt that is developed in Israel. It's kind of a synergy between. It starts actually in high school, and then goes through military service into academia into business, and what comes out on the other side is nonstop production of innovative products, which I would say should be divided into two categories. There's the general advanced technology developments, particularly in the area of cybersecurity, and I can talk a little about that. But also, I would say, kind of a modern tikkun olam, in the sense that many of the developments coming out of Israel are making Israel, Israelis, and the world a better place to be.
You know, the whole cybersecurity point you brought up. Do you want to spend a little bit more time on that? Give us more details on that.
Oh, absolutely. It's an issue that resonates me. I spent some of my diplomatic career in the security area, but I think it's also pertinent to the. We're speaking here in Greater Boston, and I think it's really pertinent. One of the world's leading cybersecurity companies is based in Newton, called CyberArk, and they in the fall of last year launched an IPO, which peaked at 87%, which is pretty high, one of the highest for cybersecurity companies. And they are, I would say, a pretty good prototype to what's happening here. You mentioned the close business relationship between Israel and Massachusetts. I think it's worth spending a few minutes on that.
Right. And there are a lot of similarities between the two areas because the populations are similar and there's a lot of entrepreneurial development in Massachusetts. We're sort of the startup state.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And I think Israelis a while ago took notice of that, and not everybody is aware of the amazing statistics that have developed here, but the business between about 200 Israeli-founded companies have brought $6 billion annually to the coffers of the Commonwealth, which translates into about 3% of your GDP. And I would say
substantial for such a small country.
Oh, absolutely, and roughly, about 30 accounts for about 30,000 jobs. Now that's direct and indirect. There's a distinction there.
Your short-term agenda here? Anything short-term that you've decided you'd like to accomplish in the next year?
Well, to tell you the truth, I like to think of myself as someone who thinks big. And my first strategic goal was the direct flights. Okay, mission accomplished. And
thank you.
Well, no, I have to be humble here. I think 98% of the heavy lifting was already done before I arrived.
I used to work on when they first started the flights in 1970s. I used to work on the advertising for El Al.
Okay.
In America.
You know, I want to be modest here. 98% of the work had been already done. Former Governor Patrick and our other friends did a lot to.
Takes a team.
Absolutely. You mentioned teamwork, and it did take a team, and in many ways it kind of landed in our laps. Beyond that, I think for me it's very important for people here to be exposed in a more robust way to Israel's multicultural mosaic. The fact that Israel is not monolithic, that we have 20% of our population is not Jewish.
Right. I tell people all the time, they're shocked.
That's a population that's integrating. Right. Amongst our Jewish population, you have all ethnicities, backgrounds, and so on. And clearly, we always have to deal with the basics as well. And Israel, even in the best of times, is in a precarious geographic location, and this is something that's there. And the startup nation continues to flourish, but we're also the frontline nation, and it's very important for me, of course, for people to understand our challenges and dilemmas.